Well, we're going to be tying a blowback rig, size 6 hook that's barbed, wide gap. Lead clip. Quick connect swivel. Tail rubber. Hook aligner. Anti-Tangle tube. Rig ring. 60-gram swiveled lead, tungsten putty. This helps turn the hook. And the hook link material is sheathskin 25 pound. Love this stuff. It's by Suffix and it comes in this roll. It has a nice little cutter in it. Alright, let's get started. And we'll be getting into some of the tools we'll use. First one is a hair measuring tool, then a baiting needle, a clipper, a trusty lighter that comes in handy quite often actually, and then a rig pulling tool to make sure your knots are tight. Okay. So we'll start with this hook. Most important part of rig tying is having a sharp hook. We'll pull the rig ring and a length of hook link. I use about 11 inches of hook link material. Pop that off. Now we want to strip the coating to tie our hair. I've got a neat little stripper tool on the back of my baiting needle. It's a fairly good link. Now we double this over and make a simple overhand knot, creating your loop in the hair. This can be kind of fiddly, and using a baiting needle definitely helps. So we go over, make our loop, we fold this onto itself, better lighting, that's it. Okay. Make a loop, and then I use the baiting needle, insert through the loop, and hook onto the end. Then we can pull that loop through those other loops we made. Hopefully you can see this here. It's a little blurry. Just like that. And we want to trim off this tag end. I absolutely love this rig. It works amazing for me. Caught plenty of big fish on it. Now we take our rig ring and apply it to our stripped length, which we're going to do a simple granny knot to hold it in place once we get to about the length we want our hair to be. Now I can do this part by eye, but that's where the rig length tool comes in handy. You just loop it over the top on the size bait you're going to be using, and pull the rig ring up to the size. I'm going to be making this for a 20mm bait. So we'll take this and we'll tie our granny knot real quick. Just like that. We'll take the end and insert it into the eye of the hook. Now we want to go into the back facing the point of the hook, just like this. Perfect. And then we'll attach our rig ring to our hook. Slide it over the point end. And you want this ring directly across from your barb on your hook. You can see here. So we have right there, and there's our barb. Perfect correspondence. Now the back of the hook has one eye with a cut piece that's folded over and a smooth part. You want to go on the smooth part, and you do 1 wrap, 2 wrap, 3 wraps. And then back in the same direction that we started, through the back towards the hook point. And we give this a nice little tug up. Perfect. We'll open up our hair here a little bit and put it on our tool. This is our hair measuring tool I was telling you about. Just to see, 20mm, and it goes perfect. See the little line right there? So that will work great for a 20mm bait. Alright. So we'll start with this hook aligner. We'll slide this up onto the hook link material, bent side facing away from the hook. We'll push this up onto the eye, and we're going to strip some material first so it's supple right below the hook. Perfect. You don't need much, just about 1/2 inch, so when you pull the hook aligner onto it, there's about a 1/4 inch of material that's stripped sticking past the hook aligner. Perfect. Our next step is to take our anti-tangle tubing and slide it onto our hook link material. Now this helps keep your rig away from your lead and to stop tangling. It helps with presentation, so when you cast out you don't really have to worry about it being tangled up. And we'll tie a loop in it and just do a slight twist overhand knot and pull the loop through that loop with my baiting needle. This knot we want to make sure is tight, so we'll use our tension tool, and our hair measuring tool has a little loop on there we can slide onto the hook to give nice ample pressure. Make sure that knot is tight and won't slip on you. Perfect. Now we want to trim this tag end, so we'll remove our tools. If you don't have these, that's perfectly fine. You can do it just with your bare hands and make sure that those knots are tight. Then we'll pull our anti-tangle tube up onto our knot. Perfect. Leaving a bit of that loop exposed. And that's essentially our rig. Now, our non-toxic tungsten putty. This helps pull that hook point down when the fish picks up the bait and goes to eject it. so you have better hookup potential in the bottom lip. I use a small amount, about the size of a pea, and I'll work it a little bit to get it kind of sticky. Perfect. About that much is all you need. In fact, that's a little bit too much, but it's easier to see on camera. We'll slide a little more of this back. You get a bunched up material. This will help your tungsten putty hold in place instead of sliding up and down your line. And I'll wrap this around my line, and this creates a hinge. You just mold it into a small pear shape. Perfect. And that's your completed hair rig. Now we'll get into those other components I was talking about in just a second here. As you can see, imagine that my finger is the bottom lip and the hook point is facing away. Now when the fish goes to turn away, that hook point turns down and catches the mouth of the fish, just like that. Perfect. So we'll get a look at this all hooked up here. Those other components I showed you. Alright, tail rubber onto our lead clip, and that's how you access the swivel to attach your lead. We'll take this quick connect swivel out. That's tied onto our main line. We put our hair rig or blowback rig onto it and pull our anti-tangle tube over the quick connect swivel. Not the barrel, just the loop. Like that. Then our quick connect swivel gets pulled into our lead clip system. You want this to be a tight, firm fit. So we'll pull it in just like this, and that's a completed rig ready to fish. Only thing you need now is to bait it. So as the fish picks it up, puts it in its mouth, it goes to turn away, that hook point turns down, catching the fish in the bottom lip, right, like this. And then as it pulls away, that hook gets set deeper. And the lead, it feels it, freaks out, and sets the hook even deeper, giving you a run that you don't need to set the hook on. Hope that helps you catch more fish. Till next time.